Welcome back to RevScale YouTube channel. We are going to go over segments. Smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. Get ready because we are going to show you one of the most powerful ways to make money using email and using Klaviyo, and that is segments. What are segments? Segments are just a very powerful way to understand your audience and to send targeted messages. If you have a list of 10,000 people, we're going to literally segment or reorganize these people, this audience, into different buckets by engagement behavior, purchase behavior, and a lot of different other ways to define these types of people that buy into your brand. And we're going to do so in a way that makes us a lot more money. So in this video, I'm going to go over 1, why we segment, 2, how to segment, 3, examples, and number 4, how to analyze the data. Okay, let's lock the fuck in and go. Okay, what I'm showing you is just an intro to segments page on Klaviyo, and it's just giving you examples, and I'm going to break down these examples, right? So it says right here, you get 3 times the revenue per recipient if you send segmented campaigns versus unsegmented, meaning you're going to make more money if you send targeted or different types of messaging to certain segments. Okay, so let's think about what kind of segments there are. There's a million examples of what we can think about for segments. Okay, so an example is someone who purchases a product. Okay, inactive subscribers, people who haven't opened or clicked your emails in a long time. VIP customers and customers with a high predictive lifetime value. I will go over a concrete example and show you how to do that last one. But let's break down what would we do with these types of segments, okay? Customers who purchase a new product. So if someone buys a new product for you, you can segment by that product, and then you can cross-sell them or upsell them, or you can get them to buy again, right? So you can say, hey, I know you're enjoying this product. It's been a couple weeks. Why don't you buy this again? This is something we typically do with bestsellers, and we, like with supplements. And after 3 to 4 weeks, we can segment by that purchase behavior. Purchase equals X product in the last 30 days, and say, hey, it's time to re-up. You can actually automate that with a flow. Inactive subscribers, you want to get them out of your list. You don't want them in your email list, because once your email list gets big enough, over 10,000 subscribers, over 20,000, 50,000, you have dead weight. You need to get rid of the dead weight, because if you're sending campaigns to, everyone, eventually your email health gets affected, and you don't want that to happen, because it's going to signal if your open rates start dropping because you have a bigger and bigger list and a bigger portion of that becomes unengaged over time. It will signal to your email domain provider, Google, Yahoo, Hotmail, Outlook, that you have an unhealthy domain. You might even be spamming people, right? And so you want to suppress these people. So you will segment these people out, actually. And you can do it by segmenting and sending to an engaged audience, which I'm going to show you, or by segmenting by inactive subscribers, open click email in the last 180 days has not. And then you just suppress them or you remove them from the list, right? VIP customers, want to give them special discounts and incentives, right? So those are just a couple ways. I'm just speaking out loud why we can use segments. So let me show you really quick how to actually create a segment. Okay, so I navigate to listen segments under audience inside the Klaviyo account, create new, create segment. So after you get a certain amount of subscribers, let's say 10,000, you want to start sending to only engaged people on your subscriber list. This is so you can maintain high open rates, as I was just discussing in the previous section. So we will do, I'm going to name it 30 day. And you can do any naming convention you want. If you're working with an agency, mine's RevScale, maybe it's RS, maybe it's like this, right? It could be 30-day engage, right? But typically, you want to annotate it just kind of neatly and keep an organized acronym structure. So, okay, what someone has done or not done. Okay, they opened, we're going to build a 30-day engage segment right here. So opened an email at least once in the last 30 days. And then you want to add a condition and do or, right? And so if you do and, the logic means they have to do both. If you do or, it will include either one independent of each other. So one's exclusive, one's like not mutually exclusive or whatever, right? So what someone has done or not done, clicked, email at least once in the last 30 days. And then you can do and then someone can or cannot receive marketing, just to ensure that someone is just inside your list, right? You can even filter it even more and do because someone subscribed, right? And it can be subscribe method. It could be, you could go kind of crazy with that, but just do receive email marketing, right? If you want to make it a little bit more intense, you could do, let's actually add it here. Keep it above the and. Whoops. Okay, and we'll do, you could do like viewed product, add another condition. It could be even someone that is active on the website, right? So we can create this segment. Let's create it. This is a large client, so it's going to take longer. Usually the process takes a few minutes, or adding profiles to the segment. If you try and create some crazy complex segment, they'll have no profiles to add, and this might not even load. So just keep that in mind. Oftentimes if this is happening, I'll kind of refresh a couple times or kind of do something else and then wait and go back, right? But I can see this is a large segment, so it's gonna even make the actual platform itself take a while to load, right? Let's go to another client. See, that's queued for processing. So I'm just gonna move over to a slightly smaller client. And then if I just type in 30 right here, you can even do segments here. Look at that. Okay, rev scale engaged last 30, right? So person can receive email marketing, and person has open email and clicked email, right? Same thing, 98,000 people, right? And then if we look at the active profiles here, they have 223,000 people that are active. We have 83,000 suppressed. We have 322K total profiles. So in these campaigns that we're sending to people, man, this stuff just doesn't want to load. We're sending to the engaged last 30. There's a bunch of drafts, it looks like. Let's go to the last 90 days here. And we're actually sending to a bunch of different segments, right? I mean, and this opens up the conversation as to why we would do that, but we're not there yet. So that's how you create a segment, and that's kind of how to segment. Let's go over the difference between engaged and purchased, right? So typically when you think about email marketing, the way in which people are tracked via the pixel, when someone opens an email, then they get tracked, and you get the data fed back in. So if someone buys after they click an email within a 5-day attribution window, we will get the credit, right? And so we get the purchasing behavior from Shopify. So if we do purchasers last 30, we do actually just P30. Let's go ordered. Let's do placed order at least once in the last 30 days. This is going to show everyone that's placed an order in the last 30 days, right? And you could filter it. What do you want to filter it by? Collections? Or it could actually even be a specific item, right? Includes any of the happy liver. Anyone who specifically bought this product, right? And these are gummies. So what if you had, powder? What if you had a bundle that includes, liver? Maybe it's for drinkers and it's liver, freaking iron, whatever else. There's so many ideas that you can get with purchase behavior. And purchase behavior, can be a lot of these, like fulfilled order, right? Place an order. You can also do this by placed order value, right? So value, added to cart value. That's an interesting one too. Ordered product value. So order product value equals 100, in the last 90 days, right? So you can really interpolate the engagement, which is anyone that has, look at all these, this is Klaviyo, right? Sent an email, an SMS, received an email, opened an email, dropped an email, clicked an email, bounced, right? Those are all engagement, right? And these are all kind of almost purchase. Checked out, order value, purchased, that kind of type of stuff. And then, what can you consider engagement, right? So engagement behavior can also be viewing a product, active on website, all that good stuff. I'm going to go over very specific examples of really powerful ways to use segmenting in the next section. So we went over kind of a roundabout way of going through engagement and purchase, and it wouldn't be, I think, a good tutorial instructional if I was like, you need to specifically do this. I'd rather just kind of open your world because everyone does email differently. Everyone does, you know, the operation of a brand differently. Business models are different. So maybe for your specific brand or product you sell, it's better to send campaigns to people who have bought between 30 and 45 days because of the consumption cycle. And you want to segment that. Well, I showed you, you can do that in the last 30 days, in between, after, before, whatever. So like, this is just kind of like showing you the process of like the creation and why we do certain stuff. We do a 30-day engage open click because people are actually opening and looking at those emails, right? And actually, on that note, let's go over something, very, I think, interesting, right? And so if we go here and we go to deliverability, notice that Apple Mail is showing only 3% delivered. Gmail is 44% delivered. If we go to email domain, let's see, let's go to Apple. So the thing about Apple is Apple privacy opens Klaviyo. So in iOS 15, there's something happened, right? Basically, so Apple masked, due to their own privacy concerns after iOS 15, whether someone opened an email or didn't open an email. So what happens is Klaviyo just triggers any Apple emails as an open. So people filter that out so they can get a true idea of what deliverability actually was, right? So it's called MPP, right? So if we look up MPP, learn how to identify Apple's, look, you can go right here. Okay, since Apple announced blah, 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 three main components, hide open email behavior. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're looking at like open rates and everything. But so like open and engage, if you want to exclude Apple privacy opens or MPP, I'll add that in my YouTube like bio. I know I'm kind of like all over the place, but it's like really important to go over like open rates and click rates, and like that feeds into the conversation about Apple privacy opens when I'm talking about a 30-day engaged segment. So it's just really important to mention, okay? Anyway, we're going over examples of certain types of segments that are powerful, right? So if we go to window shoppers, what is the window shopper segment? It's actually cleaner to see it back here, sorry. Listen segments, window. Okay. Person has viewed a product at least twice in the last 60 days. Person has added to cart at least once in the last 60 days. Person has checked out at least once in the last 60 days. Person has placed order 0 times overall time. What is happening? People are coming onto the store and then they're leaving. And then they're doing it again. They even added to cart. There's 6,000 people in this segment. They're doing everything except buying. What does that mean? They're literally window shopping. This is the physical to online equivalent of that, right? So what can you do with that? You can send a campaign and you can nudge them, or you can automate it with a flow, right? So here, it should be one of our best performing campaigns. Let's see. We might not have it live on this account anymore. Window shoppers. Let me see. You can trigger it. And if you look at my other videos, I actually show how to make a window shopper flow. Go check it out. When someone is triggering this segment, right? So super powerful. I love the window shopper segment. Automate it into a flow, get people to buy and nudge them to purchase and try you for the first time. That is specific behavior targeting based off engagement metrics. They are viewing, they are adding to cart, they are opening and clicking emails, blah, blah, blah. So let's go into like another example. Okay, this specific client was having an issue where the second purchase email was not delivering. Everyone was getting skipped because of the flow logic. So he's like, Max, I want to send an email to everyone who's received the thank you purchase email 1. How do I do that? So we did that here. Person has opened email at least once in the last 30 days, where message equals, and then I did the actual message ID. So how do I do that? I went to flow, I went to edit the flow, edit individual email, and then the edit page inside the URL bar, you can see that, right? So why did I do that? Because in that second email, the first email is a thank you order confirmation where it says, thanks for subscribing to this course. You're about to receive the course. And the second email has the course registration. People weren't receiving that. So they're kind of getting scammed. So situationally, you will go into scenarios where you're out of stock, someone didn't receive a very important email, Klaviyo is breaking down, and you need to segment out people who have received certain flows, right, or campaigns, or order certain products. This is how you do it. Segment buyer behavior in between certain dates. Segment people who have received a certain individual flow message, say in the last 30 days. These are very, very helpful ways in order to, contact and communicate, right? Why do you make more money when you send to segments? Because the messaging makes 1,000 times more sense and it's more resonant because we can understand their buyer and engagement behavior because we have it through these tools, right? Let's go over another example. Check it out. So you can segment by geography, right? So really easy to do. If we go here, go edit definition, properties, state, region. What other properties can you do? So many different ones. Zip codes, unengaged. One second. So yeah, I mean, you can go so crazy with this. I couldn't fill hours to go over all the different types of segments you can do, but these are some powerful things. Basically, a lot of it's situational, right? So like if you can think of something really weird and random you need to figure out for a client or communication with a segment, like you can just look it up via Klaviyo forums, blogs, and their help desk. But this is great because this is a clothing company that serves, blue collar. And so they have very thick workwear. So they want to segment out everyone that's on the Northeast where it's really cold. And they're going to send target messaging about, their winter wear. So that's another insane use case is geography. Let's go over another. Predictive analytics. This is something I do use quite a bit. So based off machine learning, data algorithms, all kinds of good stuff, Klaviyo is enabling this kind of data at our disposal. Predicted gender, right? Likely male. What if you have male supplements and female supplements? Great use case. Okay, what about let's go predictive analytics, predicted customer lifetime value. Let's go expected date of next order, right? Let's go at a definition. Properties about someone expected date of next order. What does that mean? Well, it's using their machine learning to estimate when someone will order next from you, based off lifetime value, right? If I'm clicking on this random profile, please don't email them. We go to metrics and insights. They have no predictive analytics, right? So if I click like here, and then I click on this person will definitely have insights. Check it out. Their total CLV is 150. Their historic is 80, and they got $67 left in them. They think they will continue to buy $67 more worth of items, right? So this expected is using these same predictive analytics to say, hey, they might buy from you, based off the way they're engaging with your website and your emails and everything else, combined with our machine learning and how we've analyzed behavior and patterns in behavior. And if you do expect a day of next order in the next 2 weeks, as soon as they enter into this segment, you send them an email and trigger it based off the flows, metrics, triggers, segment, expect a day of next order segment, and say, hey, time to order from us again, right? Super, super cool stuff. All right, let's go and analyze this data now. Okay, one way you can do it natively on Klaviyo itself is click on an email and campaigns, then go to audience breakdown. Now, all the different segments that you sent to, you can now see total recipients, bounces, opens, clicks, right? Let's filter it by the top, 26%, rev scale, engage last 30. We are hammering people for Black Friday, so these open rates are gonna be a little bit lower, but you can see they were all pretty profitable, right? Which is pretty awesome. They all were making money, right? They all have clicks and opens and all that good stuff, right? We build a tool where we do this from scratch. So if we look at this colon flush email, it was a new campaign launch we did. We get a campaign breakdown. You can check this out. It's rev scale reporting if someone's deep into this video. We sent this campaign, we uploaded, all this campaign performance reporting to our tool, and now we can see a breakdown similar to this, but it's like automated. Like Klaviyo doesn't have this. Like we have this. This is like proprietary tech in our agency. We're that good. So yeah, revenue, engage last 30. This is the interesting part when you're analyzing segments. Okay, this is what I want to explain. All-time buyers unengaged last 30. Someone has bought from you, but they have been unengaged in the last 30 days. They haven't been opening, clicking emails. They haven't been buying from you, and you can delay that unengaged and like define that differently if you want. But we had a product launch, and typically people who are unengaged with your brand are sick of your products, or they don't want to pay for them because they're too expensive. So give them something new. Give them a discount, a new incentive, or a new product. In this case, this is a new product. So we are usually sending to this engage last 30. And as you can see, it's reliably producing this campaign channel, revenue, right? But we're doing some segment tests, right? And this is what you can do for your brand, or as an agency owner, you can do this yourself. Test a bunch of different segments, use our tool, or dive into the tool on Klaviyo and analyze it. We identified incremental revenue, at least what we think. I mean, it's a better and more clear case to argue that there is attribution. And why is that? Because we don't send these people emails. They're unengaged. So we only send to engage people, right? They are not engaged with the brand. We don't send them emails. They're segmented out actually of our normal sending, cadence. But for this email, we had a new product launch. So we said, let's try sending an email to them. We produced $400 in revenue. That is incremental. That is optimizing segments. That is a retention strategy and something you should implement and think about, okay? So that kind of wraps up looking and analyzing at segments. I think one thing to think about as well is looking at the segment growth over all time. You could probably do this on Klaviyo as well, but this is an incredible tool as well, where you can look at RPR, open rates, click rates, revenue. Just looking at all the segments. Let's go 30. Engage last 30. Well, we do this a lot differently now. Segment growth. Here we go. 30. Let's deselect all of them. Here we go. So you can see the segment growth over time. You can do it by week, do it by day, right? Not as useful for you, but whatever. Let's wrap this up. All right, in this kind of long-winded video, we went over why we segment, how to segment, amazing examples that kind of taught you about engagement behavior and purchase behavior, situational examples, and then analyzing the data. I hope this email was helpful. I think segmenting is a core power about any brand and any email marketing approach, especially as you start to scale. It really affects email deliverability and health if you don't send to a engaged segment. It's very profitable to think about segmentation strategies and optimizing your segments. If you look at my other YouTube video about sunset flows, we're literally automatically suppressing profiles, right? And then we're unsuppressing them and adding them to segments when we send sales and stuff. So like a big part of email marketing is segmenting. It deserves like a proper video. All my videos are kind of quick and dirty tutorials, but you will probably learn a lot. So there's that. So that's segmenting. Like this video, subscribe, comment, tell me what you want to see next. Come
coming out with a bunch of tutorials. Check out my email agency, RevScale, rav-scale.com, SCALE. I'm Max, the founder and owner. Thank you so much. Peace.